Do you still sing every Sunday?
Not every, but when I get the opportunity.
When you go, you still sing at your dad's church?
Yes.
Yeah. Do they pack in just to see you, or do they pack in to give praise to the Lord?
No, to give praise to the Lord. And if I happen to be there, that's good too.
Everybody, how you doing today? So here I am in Detroit, Michigan, one of my favorite cities. I say that a lot about Detroit, but it's the truth. I love Detroit. And the Queen of Soul was also the Queen of Detroit, Aretha Franklin. And this video there's a lot of places to do with Aretha Franklin in Detroit. Take it about 3 or 4 in her final resting place. But this is the one I want to see the most. So I want to start here. This is her childhood home here in Detroit. She moved here when she was young. She was born in Memphis, then moved to Buffalo, then to Detroit. But her father, the Reverend Franklin, he took a job here in Detroit, and they moved into this house right here. And Aretha owned this house up until 2013. She died in 2018. But she owned this house, and she had a clause that it could not be sold for 40 years. So even though it sat vacant for a long time, she hung on to it. She hung on to a lot of her properties. She didn't like to let go of them. And especially this one, which had so much meaning to her. I mean, Jackie Wilson, Martin Luther King, Sam Cooke, they all came to this house. All inside this house, they're here. I think Jesse Jackson is too. I mean, it's incredible, the amount of people that have been here. And here's her home. Like I said, it was sold in 2013. And the woman who bought the house had to get special permission from Aretha, and Aretha finally decided to sell it. I think it was around $80,000. And I'm going to show you this house. That's an incredible price for a huge, beautiful house like this. But she restored it, and it looks great. Yeah, and this is Aretha Franklin's house. There you go. Well, I want to show you more of the house, but sometimes things go awry when I'm filming my videos. That was odd, because everything I read about the woman who bought the house wanted to restore it to Aretha's former glory and as a, take it back to how it looked when she was there. I was very proud to own Aretha Franklin's home. I think if you buy a huge celebrity home like that, should be a little more welcoming to people coming by and taking pictures and things, especially someone as beloved as Aretha. The woman was says she's had some trouble with people taking photos and videos, and she said she's charging $500 now. So I said, that's a little out of my price range. And then she said a couple of other things I couldn't really hear that well because there were cars going by, but and then she said, yeah, you have to pay to take photos of my house. And I said, well, actually, no, I don't. It's a public street, and that's the law. That's how it works. But that's all I said. I said, okay, thank you. I said, that's actually I can, but that's okay, I won't. And I just took a little video as I left, as you saw quickly. So that really sucked. I wanted to get some good shots. I'll show you some pictures. But I drove up here to the park that's named after her father, Reverend Franklin. I wanted to mention that he was shot during a home invasion, a home robbery in that house. And he went into a coma, I believe, for 5 years and passed away from complications from that. So that's, yeah, that's disappointing that happened. But here's the park named after Aretha Franklin's father right here. It's actually not named after him, it's dedicated to him. It's LaSalle Park. The street is LaSalle. Her house is straight down there. LaSalle Park, dedicated to the memory of Reverend C.L. Franklin. Yeah. Beautiful little spot. Hot, hot day here in Detroit. Wow. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Look at these houses though. They're absolutely gorgeous. You know, sometimes you run into something like that when you're doing these videos. I've only really had people ask me on my live chats and things if I've had any problems. That's gonna be one. Now I've got a wasp flying around my camera. That's gonna be one that I'm gonna say, yeah, that was a bit of an issue. Jesus. That was crazy, the wasp. Can you see it? That's going to be a bit of a story for when things go wrong. I've had once at a Signs of the Lambs filming location. I really can't think of any other times I've had any issues, but I mean, there's probably one or two people say it. Once at a Signs of the Lambs location, but there's, like I said, there's another one. But like I said, if you buy a giant, if it's a celebrity home, if it's a house where I would do true crime, where something bad happened in the house, you know, it's a true crime, I can see that. People don't want their house being filmed, they may yell. Oh, when I did Jodi Arias, yeah, one of the neighbors had a problem with me filming outside the house. That's what it was. I caught that on video too. Now, but when you buy celebrities' former home, especially their childhood home, something as big as that, it's like buying like Elvis's home, or, you know, Kurt Cobain's home. There's many of examples I could give. You kind of gotta get used to people wanting to take photos and video and standing outside of it. And that's too bad. It's too bad. Let's go somewhere else from having to do with Aretha here in Detroit. This is the Detroit International Academy for Young Women, what was formerly known as Northern High School. And this is where Aretha Franklin attended high school for 1 year. She dropped out in her sophomore year after she became pregnant. So that right there, that was the home of the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. This house was built in, I believe, 1949. 2,210 square feet. So it's a pretty big house. But yeah, Aretha owned a lot of property throughout Detroit and Michigan. And this would be one of them, but she actually did live in this house, and for quite a while. On August 13th, 2018, Aretha was reported to be gravely ill here at her home at the Riverfront Towers in Detroit. She was under hospice care and surrounded by friends and family. Stevie Wonder, Jesse Jackson, and former husband Glyn Turman visited her on her deathbed. Aretha died at her home here on August 16th, 2018, age 76. Ms. Franklin's cause of death was a malignant pancreatic neuroendocrine tumor, which is distinct from the most common form of pancreatic cancer. Numerous celebrities in the entertainment industry and politicians paid tribute to Franklin, including former U.S. President Barack Obama, who said she helped define the American experience. Civil rights activist and minister Al Sharpton called her a civil rights and humanitarian icon. And after she passed away on August 19th, they had a first memorial service for Aretha, and that was at a church not too far from here. And we're going to go there right now. So after Aretha passed on August 16th of 2018, right here, this is where the first memorial service was held for her, at New Bethel Baptist Church. It is closed right now. I've been out here before. It's usually closed. I assume the thing with churches in Detroit, because I've tried to get into a few for various videos I wanted to film, and they're always closed except for Sunday mornings, obviously, and also sometimes not even Sunday mornings. They keep different days, and I found it very difficult. But right there, as you can see, Father was a pastor here, and she was a patron here, Aretha Franklin. So this is where her first memorial service was held. The giant one that you saw on TV, which was held later in the month, is a little ways from here, but we're gonna go there. Take a look, see what we can see there. Yeah. This is right near downtown Detroit. This is not too far from some of the famous Motown homes up that street, up LaSalle. There, just the next road over is LaSalle. And that's, who's there? Martha Reeves, Gladys Knight, I believe were on those streets. But yeah. This was Aretha's church. So after her memorial service on August 19th, it was here at Greater Grace Temple where her huge memorial was held. I mean, people that were in attendance: Bill Clinton, Al Sharpton, Ariana Grande, Smokey Robinson. So many people. Presidents Obama and Bush both sent letters that were read. And it was a huge thing. It was broadcast on Fox, CNN, everything. It's a huge building, and it is not open. It is only open for special events. But this is it. It's just wild to see. It's a huge building. Those arches kind of things that I showed you at the beginning when I got here, well, not at the beginning, but just a few seconds ago, I could see them all the way down 7 Mile, this 7 Mile road. And they had a procession that was telecast that took her all the way to the cemetery where she is interred. But yeah, this is it. Right there.
You were a huge fan, huh?
Yeah. I actually managed to get inside, and there in that doorway is where the main temple is, the auditorium where they had the funeral, but it's locked and the lights are off. But this is all lined with flowers. From here, I was talking to a lady who worked here. She's telling me all about it. So unfortunately, I can't show you inside that part, but this is pretty awesome, pretty heavy. Rosa Parks' funeral was held here as well. So that was pretty cool. I wish I could have gotten to the main sanctuary, but show you what it looks like. And yeah, couldn't unlock it or put the lights on. There's only one person working. And services are held Sunday morning. And this is not a Sunday. But let's see. And beautiful gardens, playground for kids. And right now they hold a lot of their ceremonies outside, she was telling me. Just because the weather has been so beautiful, as it has been. And winter they go back inside, but in fall, of course. But they have them down there. Really cool. Okay, and now, so that's 7 Mile Road there. Procession for Aretha went down that street to the cemetery that I've been to many times, and we're gonna go back and pay our respects to Aretha Franklin. So there's massive power outage all over Detroit, and it seems to be out here, this mausoleum. I've been out here before for Aretha Franklin. I believe I'm in the right section here. Possibly not. No, there's a few Franklins, but I'm not. Reverend Cecil Franklin, Carolyn Ann Franklin, I think Aretha is on the other side. But yeah, this is, it's just odd how there's no lights on anywhere. Yes, I think Aretha should be right here. Here she is. Aretha Franklin. The Queen of Soul, Aretha Louise, 1942 to 2018. Right there. This is the main mausoleum here at Woodlawn. And it's her father there, Reverend Franklin. Wow. Couldn't bring much to leave here in terms of rock. And flowers always here. I've been here many times. And there's flowers here too, but they could be for other people that are here. There's Aretha Franklin. And her funeral, I believe they even filmed them bringing the casket down this hallway. Yeah, I think it was this hallway.
The moment I wake up, before I make up, I said it for you. And while I'm in my hand now, and wondering what best to wear, I said it for you.
The easiest way, and I believe I said this before on a video I did about Aretha, is when you get to the Woodlawn Mausoleum, the main one here, come in the side door, make an immediate left when you go inside, and there's Aretha Franklin. Hopefully the power will be on because it's hot, to say the least. It's hot outside and definitely hot inside. But that was Aretha Franklin. That was a little bit of her life here in Detroit, and sadly where she passed away. She'll live on with her music, her style, her grace. Everybody loves Aretha Franklin. All right, peace out.